Good. Am I on? Well, I guess so. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. It is Sunday. It's that whole routine. I'm in Norfolk, Virginia, which is hip, which is a little like PBS run to me. That's what it feels like to me. Um, it feels publicly funded, but by good people, not in the bad way, not like city funded. The public is fine. There's a schmutz on the desk. I'm in a hotel, obviously. Let's get a look at these. Listen to this sound as I get off the chair. That's great. Can anyone? Here's these. Basically, you got the gist. And otherwise, if you have not already, please go watch the latest AEW with the Magical Menace, Nigel McGuinness. He upset me. He hurt my body. He hurt my mind. He hurt my soul. I almost threw up multiple times. Maybe I shouldn't disclose why at this juncture, but Jesus, I was trying. And you got to get everybody on the show. My chair is open. If they want to come on, they can come on, and I just do my best with them. And he did his worst with me. So that's something I really had to deal with. And it hurt. It was painful. And hopefully I'll never have to speak to him again. But nevertheless, since it's already out, go watch it, go like it, go comment, go share. Go tell people you had a nice time. Go tell Nigel. So hopefully he'll do it to other people. Oh, by the way, I found this. I ordered this and it was delightful. Busy cold brew. It's like an espresso brewed for 18 hours for maximum flavor and strength. Organic espresso, unsweetened, no calories in it. Remarkably smooth, surprisingly strong, which is often how I describe myself. We're obsessed about our organic coffee. We say things like meticulously crafted, but really we mean up at night thinking about a slightly different grind size. That's why we use organic certified beans. Ground coarse and micro-sifted for even size, brewed slow for 18 hours and cold filtered, creating the strongest, most flavorful coffee possible. In 100% post-consumer recycled bottles, because fuck those consumers. Who needs to consume? Not me. We don't know why we are like this. Just please enjoy our coffee. Oh, that makes me happy. Let's promote them. Coarse ground, micro-sifted, 18-hour slow brew, cold filtered at Busy Coffee, busycoffee.com. Where are they made? I like to see what the addresses are. Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Tear and recycle this material separately. Oh, that's sweet. All this recycling, they're like, some of this shit, we just keep recycling and we can't recycle it. You're not supposed to put it in the box. Does anyone know about this shit? Red Dog said, well, hi, and well, hi to you, Red Dog. It seems to be a nice slew of emojis you're presenting there. First name John said, vinegar shots for breakfast sounds delightful. I could seriously listen to Nigel talk about the dirt. And he talked about much, much worse on the show. Plain Simple Garrick said, Collision plus Battle of the Belts, TNA Revival, New Japan Pro Wrestling, best event of 2024. Last night was amazing for wrestling. I agree, but why do we have to get so self-reflective about the state of the industry? Can't we just, it's really businessy, and it's not your fault. I don't want to shame you. I'm just pointing it out. It's like all this stuff is amazing. And it's like, and then you have to take this industry view of it. I'm like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Just, I don't want to be like, enjoy the things you enjoy and then shut up, because you should criticize things. But it's just an interesting perspective. V said, good morning, RJ and everyone. Hope you're doing well this week. I'm trying my best. Amy said, good morning, RJ and everyone. Jay said, if you could pick between dating a superhero or a super villain, who would you choose? Julie Newmar, Catwoman. Don't think there's another question. Other than, I loved False Face from Batman. Look up False Face from the Batman 66 TV show. It was horrifying. Christine said, good morning, all. Sean said, hey, occultist this morning. Jay said, what would you do first if you were invisible for a day? Nothing. That's the point. I don't have to do anything because nobody knows I'm there. Joseph said, what's up, RJ? Me said, Christine. Vanessa said, hello. International Auntie Macassar? You're sitting there with the thesaurus. Here to tell you that we're traveling north from Italy this week. Thereby a happy Sunday to all those convenient to watch RJ in his undercladder. Sometimes my cladder runneth over. And then I have to make sure it's an undercladder. It's Swedish. Well done. Vanessa says she has no song prepared. Well, what are you going to do? As long as you've got wooden shoes. At least the people who wear the wooden shoes. Christine said, what a dainty little hop onto the bed. I leapt up there like a little cat. Spot Center say, yes, underwear with altitude. I caught a nice breeze. Clarence said, good morning, RJ, you beautiful underwear expert. I love you and this show the most. V said, hey, W is hilarious and wonderful. You can't trust guest-provided refreshments. This was worse than the not chocolate olive from Christopher Daniels. I forgot that. That feels like 40 years ago. And we are coming up steadily on my second anniversary at AEW. The week of Revolution will be my second anniversary. And at this time, we started talking about AEW and how things would come together. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts? Jay said, if you didn't know your age, how old would you think you'd be? I would feel somewhere still in my 20s. If I didn't know, I would say, oh, I'm still doing right. But that's because I figured out how to just not do anything. If I listen to myself speak, I'd say 67. Zoel said, good morning from the frozen plains of Kansas. We got snow. I'm going to come home to a lot of snow today, too. Things are happening. James Vanderbeek said, top of the morning, RJ, top of the morning to you. Zoel said, has Hey W started a swear jar yet for guests? I think we swore. I was going to say, I don't think Danhausen's episode has any swearing, which is quite remarkable. That was the first episode. Since then, we've really fallen off a cliff. Lost my place. Lauren said, hello, RJ in chat. Who do you think will be the next person on Hey to drop the C word? Probably a woman. Someone Australian, a Harley Cameron, who often has to be on the show. Aussie Open. Kyle Fletcher could be thrown at C's. Jamie said, Gildar was amazing in Splatterlet. Why? Thank you. Also, Gildar makes a small cameo appearance in the latest episode of Botchamania because, Renee fucked up. It makes me so happy when she fucks up. We were reading during the 0 hour for World's End. We're reading off the screen, and she sort of read that it was an 8-man tag and it happened so quick and you got to get them all out. And instead of reading the team members at once, she went one team member and then started reading one opponent and then couldn't go back and couldn't make sense of it. And instead of helping, I just went, you got it, which is just the worst thing to do in the world to anyone. By the way, I want to show this. Organic Lakewood Pure Whole Leaf Aloe Juice. You know me, my aloe. I love it. Right to Norfolk. Let's grab breakfast. I've lost my place. There we go. Spot Center said, I used to do a spoonful of honey and turmeric in the morning, but quickly lost desire to continue taking it as there was no turmeric emoji. And you can't let people know. Jay said, what's one part of your everyday routine that you'd be better off without? Banging my head against the wall. I don't think it's good for anybody. Sometimes I don't sit well. A lot of times, especially lately, because I've been exhausted. Like, tonight I'll come home and I will be fucking exhausted, and it's so hard to, stand at the standing desk. I don't sit well. It's a nice, tame question. Neil said, can I mention an AW crate spoiler, or will that upset anyone in the chat? I don't have any fucking problems with it. So, if it's okay with everyone else, unless there's an objection. Is this light flickering? I feel like it's flickering. Maybe I'm having a stroke. Manuel said, was there an alternative to the drink provided in the episode, or is it what it is? I don't think, from what I understand it, and Nigel set it all up, and he had a bunch of ideas because the man is a menace. We probably could not drink on the episode, legally speaking, and it was also, I have obviously other obligations, and I would get quickly drunk at work. And he thought, well, what would be the next best thing, and what would be in catering? Just white vinegar. So I think that's where his head went, and it was even more painful. I'd much rather be on the floor drunk. Even though I hate that too. Bill said, I was concerned with the shots, not the direction I thought it was going. How long did it take you to feel better? It not only did it hurt for hours, but I smelled like vinegar all fucking day because it was in my body. Like, it was one thing to have vinegar on your shirt, but even when I changed it, it was like coming out of my pores, and that was fucked up. Oh, Vanessa said you called me Auntie Macassar from the Big Comfy Couch last week, but you didn't know how her name was spelled and mispronounced it this week for sure. That's how you spell it? I think there's a small C, and I think that would have helped me here. I think that's what the problem. I loved Auntie Macassar. And Lunette and Molly, a clown and a dolly. It's a Big Comfy Couch. Darius said, good morning to you, beautiful, lovely man. Christine said, only 16 episodes until Leather Pants. So, am I correct in assuming, Christine, that this was episode 84? Right? Jay said, Hook talks now. If you were going to get him back on, hey, what's a question you really want him to answer? What's the deal with everything? How did that whole thing come together? It's a question I would ask. Mia said, can the leather pants be purple? No, they cannot. SM has been a member for 44 months and used all of my available emojis. And that's what I'm talking about. And I'm proud of you. Dorothy said, good morning, RJ. Good morning, everybody. Connor Artful has joined Citizens United. Bless you. You're going to have a great time. Maybe. Mia said he should have given shots of aloe juice and then we could all have glowing skin. Jessamine Duke has been a member for 44 months. And she said, well, hi, and well, hi to you. Indeed. Jessamine had quite a lovely thing on her YouTube channel dealing with a muddy Orson. They're uploaded in shorts. There's 2 parts. And the boy is filthy. I don't know what to say. You knew my name, said RJ. Will you ever stream with Jessamine again? We have talked about it. And at some point we should just do it. We have not. That we have played. It feels like we have not done that much, but we really did. I mean, we started with like Serious Sam, and then the VR Dreadholes, which I did not like, and then we've since done. Oh, and then we did all the NES games. We did Guts. We did Family Feud. We did Double Dare. All of those were fantastic. And then there was obviously Sea of Thieves, quite naturally. And there was, I'm trying to think what else there was. Streets of Rage. There was, they're going to come to me. There was the new Serious Sam we did. And then we did Back for Blood with Mia Yim. And then we did In Silence. And then we did the paranormal one, Phasmophobia. And then we did Among Us, which is the most fucking pandemic-ass thing ever. And I didn't really care for that. Fall Guys was another one. And, Ninja Turtles. We did Ninja Turtles, too. So, yeah, there's a Toxic Avengers game that's coming out soon. That Gargoyles game, I don't know if you can play it like that, but quite a library. James said, are you ruined from using vinegar in the future? I will not have salad for months. Joseph Ramos said, have you had Dustin Rhodes on Hey W yet? I have not. My chair is open. I've extended it. So now you got to tweet him, and you got to get him on the show. The wrestler said, mine should be coming today, said the crate. Oh, he's talking about the crate. Mine should be coming today. I can go off if you want so you can tell. I'll do a spoiler alert if I see it in the chat. Sean said, Sean's been a key to see member for 41 months. He said, I'd like to request Nails to spoil the Elite Crate. Okay, so she's going to do it. Okay? So spoiler alert. I'm warning you now. I'm giving you 10. I'm going to read one more comment, and then I'll read the spoilers so you have time to leave. Norman said, scene, an executive from a rival company wants to interview you for a DEI position in his federation. Less travel, more money. You have 90 seconds. Sell yourself. I really want to do that, but it's a shame. V said, RJ, I looked up the Betty White situation at your advice last week. You're absolutely right. Fuck her. I can't believe I had somehow missed that before. Betty White. All right, here's a spoiler from Nails. So if you don't want spoilers about the new Oli Crate, shut up. Go away. Close your eyes. I'll wave. Go put it on mute, and then I will wave when you have to get off mute. So now go on mute. Nail said, okay, there's a pack of Sanjay Dutt pencils. It's the best thing ever. I'd like to think RJ's love of the pencil helped him make that happen. Let me tell you something, Nails. I didn't even know that was that in the crate. So now I want to get the guy. I had no fucking idea. Sanjay didn't tell me. I talk to the guy every fucking week. He doesn't say shit. So now I'm interested. Spoilers over. Christine said, yes, we're at episode 84. Well, not we. I had nothing to do with it. Christine's been keeping track, which is what I needed. I need somebody to keep track. 84, 86. Oh my God, we're so close. Things are fucking moving. It's weird. Maybe I'll just end the show. Maybe I'll just blow up the whole show at 99 and nobody will get what they want. Plain Simple Garrett said, have you had Stokely Hathaway on AEW? Similarly, my chair is extended. So tweet the man. He has no problem being on Twitter, tweeting people back. So why don't you do it? Neil said, I was hoping it was a work and it wasn't vinegar. I will be posting a picture later on of the bottle of vinegar on the set. So stay tuned for that. What wrestler would you want to see do a Cat Williams? Bill, every wrestler has done a Cat Williams. They're called shoot interviews. They used to be done at seedy hotels and traded on VHS or DVDs with bad covers. They're all out there. Rod said, if they ever revealed Orson on Mork and Mindy, who do you think should have been in that role? It's a great Liberace. I think Liberace was gettable then. You Knew My Name said you should play Lethal Company. Oh, isn't there a Double Dragon too? Did we play Battletoads together? I think I might have just played it by myself. Sean said, you and the BRE should try Deep Rock Galactic, 4-player co-op, very teamwork oriented. Well, I don't think the rest of the BRE can. I don't know. It's a whole intercompany thing, and it's you know. Neil said, can we not get a stream of videos of you playing with the dogs? Yeah, just me and dogs. I will only stream myself playing with Sylvia. Spot Center said, if you could wish my favorite Japanese busker, Nina, a happy birthday, it would be forever grateful. She plays guitar and sings on the streets of Japan. Nina, out there on the streets with your guitar, you're nuts. You're nuts doing this. I don't know why you would do it. I wouldn't do anything you're doing. You seem to be doing everything at once. But if I could say anything else to you, because it's what I've been told, happy birthday and Godspeed with that whole thing. Christine said, now I want to try aloe juice. Jesus, this is aloe juice and lemon. It's not, how do I say this? It's not good, but I like it. That make any sense? Jeremy Lutz said, RJ, do you miss the other defenders from Splat-A-Lot? I do, and I actually just went back and forth with James on Instagram for 2 seconds the other day. They all seem to be good. Shaden has a baby. Gloria is doing Hades Town. She's singing. I love seeing what they're up to. Do I miss them? Yes. But am I going to go hang out with them? I did say, when we go back to Wembley, I have to see Elliot and I have to see Gloria. I got a message from Gloria's an actress. Got a message being like, hey, what the fuck? So I have to go see her. Mike said, do you have any Swerve Strickland stories from back in the day at IWC? Well, it's quite interesting. Swerve and I, my second match at IWC was the first and only time we worked together. And it was in Virginia or West Virginia. These states are so small here that I get confused. But it was there was buildings. It was outside, but it was all brick around us. It was the weirdest. Gotta be pictures somewhere. And I thought he was great. I think he came out to a Jackson 5 song. And I remember being in the ring going, good for him. And he had a white jacket, and we talked a lot. And I thought it was a fun match. It's probably the shits now. And he said, well, this is fun. And then afterwards, this weird town where it's gambling was was legal, but they had to be weird about it. They had to hide it or fucking whatever. Anyway, we are in a bar, which quite frankly was actually a trailer. It looked like I could push it over. And we're hanging out. It's me, Dalton, Taven, Bobby Fish was there, Colin Delaney, a real Coaster Club gathering. and I'm having a great time. This is the beginning of IWC, and this felt like a big thing to me. And out of nowhere, somebody in the bar, this woman in the bar, fucking goes straight back and just totally passes out. And I remember everyone rushed to help her, but my instincts and my body went away. And I remember after it happened, I was farther away than everyone. I'll never forget that. Does that work for you? Squirrel Squad said, "Good morning, everyone. I'm late to your underpants party. I just finished this morning. Hey, were you pickled yourself from the inside?" And I'm a dill. I'm gherkined up right now. I also want to say, Squirrel Squad is working on a little project for me, and we're very excited. It's going to be a nice time. Then as a Graven said, did you have a chance to do anything fun in Virginia? Here in Norfolk. What did I do? Not really. We had nice pizza. Last night we went out for a little seedy pizza thing. That was nice. And seems to be a burgeoning art scene here. Everything's burgeoning. So I liked it. There seems to be a lot of poverty here. And then when poverty is nice art. So a lot of like wall art, people drawing shit on walls. You know, that thing was nice. There's museums close by. I might go to the museum before I leave. I think that would be fun. I should walk the streets a little. I never get a chance to do that. There's a convention in the hotel, and don't know how to put this. There's a hallway where they're selling, let's say African American products. I just have a smorgasbord of them. I went perusing. I almost bought some soap actually, but that was the theme. I don't know what the convention is. I don't know how. And then when we came back to the hotel last night, it was like midnight. They're still selling it. The woman must have been like, I don't care if it's a full 24 hours. I sell 2 bars of soap. I break even. Miss Andy said, Liberace as Orson would have been good. I like that idea. Nail said, Squirrel, your art is magnificent. I've been loving it lately. Miss Andy said, your response to the vinegar reminded me of one of the few times that I ever had Jägermeister. So what's even worse is when, I don't want to spoil the episode, but it was almost worse having it in my mouth than it was swallowing it. Like, that's how disgusting it got after a while. Like, it's bad for your teeth. It's just straight, it's acid. It's all fucking acid. Might as well drink bleach at this point. Christine said, I would watch hours of the Orson and Sylvia show. Rob said, aloe tastes how hospitals smell. That is one of the most accurate assessments you've ever made. Nell said, I bet Swerve was in the Elmo soup. Yep, it was him. You got me. Spot Center said, a town next to the town Joaquin Wild, DJ Z, Shima Zion grew up in. I was there. Okay, Spot Center, what's the name of that town? Because that's going to unlock a bunch of memories for me. Because after that, Chester, was something like that. Because Dalton was like, on the way home, we got to stop. I need to take a picture with the world's largest teapot. There was some fucking app. I don't know if it was Vine. Maybe it was fucking Vine. One of these shit where you're like, this is going to be the next hot thing. And it lasted like a week. And he was like, oh, we got to take a fucking picture with the world's largest teapot. We got to go to this town. So we fucking go. And this teapot is a wooden structure, not a fucking functional teapot at all. You're like, I could make anything that's in the shape of a thing and say it's the world's largest fucking thing. It's fucking bullshit. So I was really angry that day. Bradley said, I've been going through and watching all the Spotlight episodes and clipping all the Gildar lines. Where are you clipping them? What are you doing with them, Bradley? This stuff is right for a parody Gildar account. I would love that because all the shit. I have never watched all the episodes. You know what I mean? And I don't remember what I said in any of them. And there's things that I said that I remember that probably didn't even make it in. So please let me know. I'm so happy Matthew uses Gildar's face as a recurring Botchamania meme. That's tying it all together. That's why, like, he's good at his, I don't want to say job. Chronic Snake said, I have 2 questions. Will you be at the New Orleans show? Yes. Will you share some nachos with me? No. Bradley said, this hidden bar sounds like a Twin Peaks scenario. Where are you at on Twin Peaks, by the way? You know, I saw the restaurant Twin Peaks, and I thought, we don't have them in Canada. I thought it was in tribute to the show. I lost my fucking mind. I was like, this is going to be great. It'll be pie and coffee, and this will be fucking great. It'll be fucking, this will be nuts. And then it's just Hooters without owls? What the fuck is this? Christine said, you can gamble, just be weird about it. I think those are the rules. Those are the local rules. Colin Delaney. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while. Joseph Ramos said that. I'm going to text him later and say, people are worried about you. Mia said, I remember Swerve liked my purple hair back when he wrestled in NXT. That made my day. How you described, I've lost my fucking place. How you described the story may have been West Virginia. Maybe it was West Virginia. I didn't keep track of any of this shit. Plain Simple said, Dalton has been going through it. He was eating food out of a jumpsuit in a dumpster on Ring of Honor. And he was ramshackle last night as well. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Christine said, can't wait to see that Squirrel Squad project. We've commissioned it. Dorothy said, my husband and I were at Daly's place. Dorothy had the wonderful sign that said, for my birthday, I want RJC to get a graphic. So Dorothy had the worst birthday ever. He saw you briskly walking by right before I got out of the restroom. Super bummed that I missed you. You know, where we filmed stuff and where the locker room is, you had to kind of walk past the people. Daly's place is nice, like the same way a ballpark is nice. We're like, oh, there's not a bad seat here. Like, I like hanging out here. Mia said, walk the streets of gold. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. That's probably why. But, okay, I guess, sure. So Sierra said, can you pick me up some shea butter from the convention? Yeah, I was like, I'm an aloe guy. AJ is here for the first time in 40 years and said a beautiful day for art. It's a wonderful day for art. So browsing and going, can you make sounds? I'm excited. I'm going to take in some art. That's incredible. Sean said, you're crazy. Jagger tastes fine. Foursquare? No, AJ was kind enough to take us around last night and show us the hot spots. Things were happening. The streets were bustling. V said, Dalton is adorable. Lady Pam said, sounds about right. Dalton taking a picture of the biggest teapot. It was so fucking stupid. Wasn't Vine. It was another one. It wasn't Tout. Bachelor said, Newell next to Chester, Shima's hometown. Okay, so it must have been, I assumed he was involved in the venue. Yes, because this is when I started my let me tell this story. So Zima, whatever the fuck his name is, Joaquin Wilde now, launch off the thing, jumps to the thing. We started feuding in IWC. And he had just had stomach surgery or something, and he just started a GoFundMe, which irritates me on fucking principle, right? So I thought, this is a nice jumping off point for my promo. And I had a manager with me, Justin LeBar. He shows up on Busted Open now and then. And I said, Justin, it would be really insulting to him, and I think would piss him off greatly, would be to toss some money at him, like he's a this guy, he's a beggar, like he's a common beggar, which is great. Makes me really happy. And he said, great, that's what I'll do. I said, okay. So cutting this promo, and I, did whatever line I had when he was going to throw the thing. And he didn't have any cash on him. He had coins. So he took a handful of coins out of his pocket and he threw them at Zima. And I think a quarter bounced off the mat and went straight for the, I think hit somebody in the face in the front. That's what I remember. Mike said, be thankful it wasn't shots of apple cider vinegar. What's at this fucking point? What's the difference? My liver is on fire, my friend. V said, Dalton is adorable. Lady said, sounds about right. I read all this fucking shit already. Jesus. GRB said, hello, RJ City. Happy Sunday. I'm moving today, so it's going to be a couple of weeks till I get the internet up and running. Going to miss these Sunday sessions. Well,
It's enough to catch up. You can go to the library. You can watch that at the library. You're
You're going to be okay. Neil said, okay, why? I've seen healthy people have one shot, but why replace alcohol with vinegar? Do other people do this? What's the end game? To make someone sick? Alcohol gets you drunk, but why vinegar? Yeah, it was a miserable experience. It was painful. It was physically painful. There's no other fucking benefit to me and my life. It was just constantly painful. Lady adores Twin Peaks. The restaurant or the show? Gotta delineate. Bradley said, I had the same Twin Peaks restaurant experience. Wildly upset. I've never been so upset to see so many breasts in my life. I went, dozens of breasts? What are we doing here? Erin said, good morning. Reporting live from my car on my way to setting up my next sister's bridal shower. Erin is like a farm girl, and all her daughters are getting married at once. It's a whole fucking thing. Sean said, the Owls are not much to write home about, all things considered. Sean said, I have one episode of The Return left, and then I'll finally have watched everything Twin Peaks. Did you like Fire and Walk with Me, Sean? I did. Rod said, museum in Norfolk. Now I have enough information to stalk. Oh, fuck. This is why I don't tell anyone what I'm up to. Bradley said, when is that son of a bitch Matt Cardona going to make you a major bendy figure? Does your AEW contract interfere with that? That's a great question. I don't know if it does. I should look into that. Matt never makes a fucking move, really. He was all, oh, yeah, we'll get you. It's like, yeah, okay, get the fuck out of here. Go make a fucking tugboat bendy. I don't need your fucking shit. It's fucking insulting. It's insulting to me, you know. Avery said, I hope your stomach and throat is good. It's hanging in. Sean said, it wasn't Foursquare, the Dalton app. No, it was something that you do like these videos, you hold a little to film a little, and then you do again. It was not a Vine. Maybe it was. Is there any way to find old Vines? Is that a thing? Mike said, the Swerve match was at Wells School Building in Newell, West Virginia. It looks like a library from the outside. Yes, it does. It's just 3 brick walls with a ring in the middle. And I said, what the fuck are we doing here? And like, the guy who runs this has a lot of money. He's probably dead now. Maureen said, what is the thing that Dalton wears around his waist? It's black. I think it is a brace because he previously, he legitimately had his back broken. You know, like that was a whole fucking thing. So he's, you know. Matt Sandy said, the latest episode of the Mark Summers podcast has Robert Wool as a guest. There's some really good stories in that one. Robert Wool is fucking fantastic. I've listened to him in person. I sat in on a poker game that he was at, and he was one of the smartest fucking people I've ever met in my life. I was like, holy shit. If you want to talk about movies and showbiz and even baseball, the guy would fucking talk about everything. I'm sure he knows a million fucking things. But he is a person where I go, oh, you know, it's okay and good to criticize things, criticize people. Like that's criticizing in a good, in a constructive, like well thought out way. Like, yes, you can watch people like, don't complain online about shit you don't like. Robert Wool can do whatever the fuck he wants because he takes the time to think about why he doesn't like something and starts a discussion about it. And it's fascinating. Not that you have to discussion, you have to listen to anyone. Here comes the boo said, world's largest teapot is in fact in Chester, West, by God, Virginia. Spot Center said, emergency appendix removal in Mexico while on tour for Shima surgery. Yes, his appendix burst. That's it. It's all coming back to me now. That was a good little run I had in IWC. I'm fairly proud of it. It was a nice little thing there. Neil said, Maureen, it's brave because he broke his back. It's a brace because he broke his back. I think it's just extra support. Yeah, I think that's it. Mia said, have you been to the restaurant Another Broken Egg Cafe? No. Maybe. It sounds familiar. It sounds like I've done it. Christine said, my Icelandic grandmother used to do shots of cod liver oil. Is that grosser than vinegar? Absolutely not. It stings less. Avery said, I finally remember getting coins thrown at us in theaters. Wow, what a theater. Did you go to the Apollo? V said, Nigel is clearly just a sadist, and I was a victim. And Sandy said, TMZ is reporting that we've lost Joyce Randolph. Let me look up who that even is. Oh my God. Trixie and the Honeymooners? She was still alive? What the fuck? How old was Joyce? She's from Detroit, 99. All right. Not bad. Vanessa Craven said, speaking of painful, granted, oh, we're getting somewhere. Granted, we use add granted. Okay, hold on. I've lost my place. Granted, to never wrestle when you actually wrestle, but what's been your worst wrestling industry? Strained vocal cords? I'm trying to think what was like worst. How do we define worst? Nothing really bad. It's hard to think what was like shit was painful. I think shit was really painful a lot of times. There was something this is the worst one. I think there was some sort of hairline fracture of this breastbone, sternum. I don't know what the fuck it is. I remember taking a lung blower from Alessandro Del Bruno, and he had really bony knees, and I went, and it would get hooked, and I would have to like click it, and sometimes it still does that, where it's like if I'm like this for a long period of time, it'll be tight, and then I'll have to, and it'll go, and it'll like hurt again for a second. I would say that's the worst one. It was the most annoying, and it's like never bothered to do anything about it. Also, and I would love to know why this happens. Sometimes I will sneeze and my left abdominal muscle here, the top one, will like tighten up. It'll be so fucking hard. And then I have to like rub it and then go like this. Maybe that's connected. Is that all? What happened on the screen here? What the fuck was that? Did everyone see that? Or was that just me? It was like a thumb in a bubble. Jesus. Lindsay said, apple cider vinegar can help with insulin regulation. My husband will take a shot before high carb or sugar meal. Helps the blood sugar levels stay lower. And it's just disgusting. Aaron, with a wonderful tribute, been a member for 44 months, saying, don't forget to like the video. 83 people are watching, 24 people have liked it. That means the vast majority of people do not like what they're watching. Christine said, dozens of breast. Band name or chicken restaurant? Breast everywhere is a new restaurant. Me said Chelsea Green should pay him $10. Chelsea Green should do a lot of fucking things. Sean said Firewalk with Me was a good, albeit very weird. I can understand why critics at the time went, what the fuck? But isn't that every David Lynch movie? Nell said Lindsay, Ron does too, but he wouldn't make it a drinking game, which is why I'm completely confused by it all. Christine said, Christine gifted 5 memberships. Vanessa, Lindsay, AJ, my apologies, Red Dog, and the fastidious Squirrel Squad have all been given memberships by Christine. So that's so kind of you. Everyone's just writing. Christine, Dorothy said, Firewalk with Me was okay. It's definitely not something I'd start a Twin Peaks newbie off of. Well, no. You got to start from the beginning. Got to start with the Eraserhead, really. James said, RJ, be glad Nigel didn't use apple cider vinegar and said much more intense than regular vinegar. Well, they just got to get that whatever's in catering, I think he was grabbing. I don't think we have apple cider vinegar otherwise. Mia said, I want Christine to gift me again, but she's a gem and always does things for me. Bradley said, I adore the original Twilight Zone, the greatest show of all time, but have you ever watched any of the 80s reboot? Yes, they all suck. These not some gems. These not gems. On the whole, no gems. Sorry. And Bradley said, as you've experienced, skip the intro of the 80s reboot because they put a tarantula in there with just no reason to do that. Sometimes I think we should categorize movies of just like, you ever go through a movie where you're just like, and what's the world here? Is it magic? Is it supernatural? Is it nuclear? Like, what's causing everything? Can you just let me know? Lady said, RJ, you said the same thing I said about Joyce. Well, Joyce Randolph has had a good run. Josh said, I'm so pleased to see some card tricks on this morning's Hey. Who is your favorite magician? I'm a Max Maven guy. I love Matt King. I love The Amazing Jonathan. I love. My personal favorite is Rob Zabrecki. He's so good. He's so good. Paul Rubens introduced me to him. We went to a punk show and he was singing, and then he was like, we have to watch his videos later. And later he showed me all his magic tricks, and they were so good. And he's still so good. Rob, Zabrecky. I think he's fantastic. Okay, Gamer said, I saw you get injured once at the New Year's Eve show, which happened to be the first show I ever saw you wrestle live at, which is where we met. The guy you wrestled was being a little bit of a spaz. I don't think we can say that anymore. I don't think that's a term I think we can just say high strung. I think we can just say he was hot footing. Don't know if we can quite say that term, but thank you for starting that discourse. I forgot. What did I do? I hurt my fucking shoulder. It was something stupid on something unnecessary. And yeah, that was a match. That was one way to spend New Year's. Mia said, since you had pizza last night, what is the cheat meal for today? Great question. Well, there's going to be airport food, which means some sort of cookie, which means some sort of dark chocolate covered blueberries or some shit. And what else? When I get home, it's going to be like, it's probably like 7 or something by the time I get home. Then maybe some ice cream. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes it's like, maybe I don't want anything. Why am I still doing this? Christine said memberships will be distributed amongst viewers based on how much they interact with the streamer's channel. So I'm just flinging memberships into the void, and the YouTube gods choose. Well, isn't that adorable? Isn't that destiny? V said we could see the weird thumb. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, you saw the thumb. Oh, okay. The thumb is an iPhone thing. New feature. You're not going nuts. Well, how about a little heads up, people, about the new thumb? Josh said, I'm sad that it looks like I arrived too late and missed the Twin Peaks talk. Yes, I said, let's stop talking about Twin Peaks. Now say, Jessamine, who is that? I just want to talk to them. And by talk to them, I mean hold a grudge against them until the end of time. It's my fault for just wrestling. Molly said, good morning, everyone. Miss Annie said, I didn't get into Twin Peaks. Maybe I'll revisit it. James said, RJ, thoughts on the upcoming sequel of Gremlins? I don't even like the original. Rod said, I can't remember. Do you ever hate The Amazing Jonathan? Well, I just said I loved him. It was, I don't know, that whole back half, the last 20 years was a lot, but the classic stuff I really enjoyed. Tickled said, RJ, why do you haunt me on Fight Network every day? Do you get paid every time I see you for your one-man alley show? So I did a documentary on Fight Network done by the wonderful George Barbosa. He did a fantastic job. There's a lot of stuff in Impact now. And it's a documentary on me called Wrestling Rock on Tour. It's also up on YouTube completely for free. It's basically me just talking in a room for 45 minutes about wrestling. And I really enjoyed it. And no, I don't get paid for it. It was a documentary kind of thing. So I think that's why they air it so much. I've heard by so many people that they play that fucking thing all the time. I would love to know how many times they play it. And I think the reason that they play it is because, to the surprise of no one, there's too much fighting on the Fight Network. There will be wrestling, and then there'll be more wrestling, and then there'll be bare knuckles, and there'll be jujitsu. And it's like, can we have a palate cleanse? And that's me. I'm the cracker between the wines. So that's why. Mike said, Zabraki is fantastic. YouTube his appearance on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. So funny and so weird. Incredibly, incredibly weird. V said, you're correct. That other term is ableist. So look at me being on top of things. Avery said, for the longest time, I thought that One Magic Revealed show and Exposed, that wrestling show, were done by the same people determined to expose every type of performer out there. It was just a sign of the times. It was just, I don't know, 1999. We're like, let's blow it all up. Tactical Hot Dog said, what's happening, nerds? Oh, I've met Penn and Teller, super nice dudes. Well, there you go. Lauren said, my boss at the Love Wrestling Channel recently interviewed Chelsea Green about your $10. I'm so sorry to report she's still unwilling to part with it because she wants the fucking attention. Okay, that's a sickness. And I feel sorry for her. V said, is RJ's audio popping or cracking weirdly? SM said, yes, it's crackling. Why is it crackling? Why is it? It's normal now. Well, what happened? What happened that it was so bad? Why was this a thing? Tick said, you're the best. Thank you for answering. Enjoy your day. Liddy Pam said, the sound's back to normal. Avery said, I was the one who just tweeted about that doc. Seriously, it's so good. Thank you. Chronic said, maybe it's the ghost of Amazing Jonathan. Maybe it's the ghost. Maybe it's the ghost of Joyce Randolph. That was a lot to get out. Cody said, what happened to the It's Corn kid? You're thinking of Billy Mummy from the Twilight Zone who wishes them into the cornfield. Vanessa said, odd hair question since you have an elastic on your wrist. Oh, now we're getting deep. What dictates whether you have What dictates whether you use a clip or elastic? Mood, or is the elastic an addiction to turn to a snapping thing? Well, I think I futz with this less if I've got the clip, and I do have it. You can't see it; it's too far back. I futz around with this less. It keeps everything there. I like this because sometimes when I have the hair, I do the half. I don't like to do the full ponytail with the hair. It gets too heavy and it gets too annoying. So I always do the half, and then sometimes this part gets stringy or weird. So if I want everything up and together, and I do it most of the time on AEW now, I think the first time I did it, I think Renee forced me to do it. And it was a good look. I don't mind. It was nice. It was she's got good ideas sometimes. And also the problem is this will prevent me from putting my head back. If I'm going to sit, there's a headrest or something. So if I need to put my head back, if I'm on a plane or something, maybe I'll use the elastic. And if I'm working out, so I can't put my head on the bench. I've been through this. I put a lot of thought into this, and I want to thank you for asking. Neil said, Spot Sender has tweeted and tagged you in the Swerve match. Oh, Jesus Christ. Photos and links. I don't need to see this. Bradley said, Billy Mummy was a rock photographer and shot a lot of great pics of the doors at the Aquarius Theater. I have to look that up. Christine said, can I ask if you have any recommendations about stuff to do in Tampa when me and the kid are there for redacted? Tampa. I was at Tampa once. I had a tryout, and it was a miserable experience. Does anyone have anything else to do in Tampa? Clearwater? Is Clearwater close? I think it's close. I just walk the beach. Try not to go out at night. Try not to be stuck at a CVS past 11:30 p.m. Nick said, do you remember when they revealed the magician in the final Magic Exposed and no one knew who the fuck he was? Yes, I do. Dorothy Wright said, I think I figured out Nigel's magic yes, no card trick work. Watch his thumb down before he turns the card over. I swear to God, I stared at him every single fucking time he did it, and I did not figure it out. Nor the other card trick. Oh my God. Okay. Here's a text from Jessamine Duke. Spaz says equals spastic. It's not offensive any way whatsoever. Okay. All right. She's defending the. All right. That's a push. I'll go neutral. Lady said, God bless Renee. Christine said, yes. When my hair was longer, I'd use the clip, but I couldn't drive with it because it would hit the headrest. It's a common problem. Mia said, Christine, ask Matt Taven if he lives near Tampa. Maybe he does. I'm never visiting Matt Taven. Red Dog said, what's your favorite Twilight Zone episodes? One of my favorites is The Mind of the Matter, starring Shelley Berman as Archibald Beechcroft. Great name. My favorite is Stop It, Willoughby. It's our family episode. The guy in it is James Daly, and he is Tyne Daly and Tim Daly's father, which is fucking fascinating. It's a great episode regardless. My personal favorite, the more I sit on it, is The Howling Man. If you've never seen it, I think it's one of the strangest Twilight Zones ever, and that's really, really saying something. The Howling Man. I could go on all day, but what else did I love? Night Call. Night Call is one of my favorites. You told me never to phone. Oh my God, how did I forget this? The Long Morrow, which is so tragic. One of the most heartbreaking episodes ever. With a guy, Avery said, my distinct magic revealed memory was the dumbass episode where the guy walking on water is a massive setup with a plexiglass floor, and I went, what fucking magician is paying for that? I love when the answers are like, they built a thing. Lady said Tampa is nearby Clearwater. Well, let's just go to Clearwater. There's a museum there. There's like not a museum. There's a fucking, it's like dolphin sanctuary. And they have a recreation of like a Twister from a movie. There was some movie with Morgan Freeman and a dolphin. Christine said, sorry to bring up past Tampa trauma, Beach. Avoid CVS, got it. Nail said, speaking of things to do. Remember when Sky Blue said the thing to do in Chicago was leave, get out while you can, yet Chicago still gave her the hometown hero cheer. I think about it every time because they went, gee, that was good advice. Obviously, this girl's from here if she wants to leave. Nick said it's an offensive word in England. Dorothy said, Christine, if you're willing to come to Orlando, we'll still have guest passes to Aquatica or SeaWorld. I don't know if SeaWorld has it best. Mia said, when are you going? Can we meet up? When am I going to what? Chronic said, wings, Tim Daly? Bradley said, have you ever thought about going full Rod Serling and rocking the skinny tie and high lapel suits? Yes, and smoking all the time. Mike said, isn't Clearwater a ghost town because of Scientology purchased all the real estate there? It's a great reason to go. Nick said, Christine, agree with going to Clearwater. Avoid Hogan's. Nah, you got to go check that out. I think Bushwhacker Luke still owns a gym there's a level above it. Avoid Hogan's. There's some great places to eat, and the beach is fantastic. Christine said, yes, tie, please. What am I tying now? Oh, the thin, you want the Rod Serling tie. I don't think I have the right jaw line. I think it's too wide for a thinner tie. I'm sure someone will correct me. Maybe AJ will come in and correct me on this, but I don't think I can do the skinny jaw. I think it's someone of a more lank. Easy E said, the more I sit on it, it's not a phrase, RJ. Well, I guess you've never sat on anything before. Christine said, Winter the Dolphin. Yes. And then it's a fucking thing where it was like, oh, it's Morgan Freeman. And in real life, it was like two Swedish guys. Dorothy said, RJ, the Jericho Cruise is coming up soon. Is your immune system ready? 'Tis the season for cruise crud or norovirus. Thanks a lot, Dorothy. Really brightened my fucking day with that comment. I am on the cruise. I'm excited to be on the cruise. It's like 2 weeks from now. And we're working on some show magic happening. I have a bunch of emails and outlines to write today, actually. I'm very excited about it. I'm nervous about it. It's my first cruise ever. But beyond that, if that's not enough, the whole cruise part is just way, way, way too much shit I have to do that I'm insecure about already. Cody said, will you answer the Cope Open? The theme to Mod hits, and bam, TK would fork out a few dollars for the theme from Mod. Lady Godiva was a Freedom Rider. Easy E said, did you get to watch Hogan and the Nasty Boys eat on certain days? Joey Janela did that. No, I'm talking about, this is the wrong Hogan-owned side business. I'm talking about Hogan's Beach Shop. I went there. I didn't go to his restaurant, unfortunately. I missed it. Christine said, I'm trying to imagine my daughter's face if I told her we were going to visit Bushwhacker Luke's gym. There is a picture, if it's still open, there is a picture of me on the wall from a tour we did with Hulk and Luke. It's a bunch of old wrestlers and my face is in the background. Avery said, did you see Jack Perry pop up last night in New Japan? Thoughts on his massive beard? It's the season. You got to fucking do it. Took the time, grew the beard. January to May is like beard business. So congrats on being very seasonal. Nell said, do you know if you get seasick? I hope not. Bradley said, I've been reading a book on Laurel King, and it's been super interesting. There's a good documentary on it. Can't remember the name of it. Have you read any good books lately that haven't been featured on your book club? I'm struggling to get through a Gene Rayburn biography, and I should bring it with me. It's just too big to travel with. It's cumbersome, which sucks. It's really annoying. I should read more books. I should read magazines. I should read like the New Yorker or something. A real big shot. V said, good luck with your cruise and upcoming projects. You'll do great. Sure. Miss Annie said, not including random people posting stuff on YouTube, will we be getting any of your content from the cruise? I don't know. I don't think I can do a live coffee and underwear. I think there's logistical streaming issues, which there always is anytime, you're not like at home. But there will be a Hey coming out that week. Won't be from the cruise. I don't think it can turn around in that time. But sure, there would be something at some point. Lady said, RJ, pack seasick medications just in case. Red Dog said, has anyone thought about renaming the cruise? Cruising time. Cruising, getting on board. Watertown. Nell said, there's a lot of new facial hair lately. It's people being seasonal. James said, I got a line for you when you show the underwear at the end of the show. God, can't wait. Davey Rochester said, Effie is still killing it. Any chance of you being on Big Gay Brunch? That's up to Effie. If he wants me there. Is there French toast? I show up mainly for the brunch part. Not so much the large or the gay, but the brunch. Bradley said, Gene is great. I spent countless hours watching Match Game. Grew up with my grandma. Oh, that's very sweet. Avery said, read short stories. That's how I got my reading count up for the year. That's not a bad idea. Christine said, how big is this book? I didn't think Gene's bio would require a tome. It's like 500 pages. This is like the Rayburn Bible. Miss Andy said, is the Gene Rayburn book by Adam Nedeff? I think it's called the Unmatchable Gene Rayburn or something. I have the cover at home. I'm so sorry. I've had some interaction with him in the Amazing Colossal podcast chat. He's a game show historian. I'm so happy that that's still sort of continuing on in its own way, just reposting old episodes and people talking about it. Amy said, wait, RJ has a book club? Yeah, I kind of do. For my Key to the City members, I have a little series, a city book club, where I talk about books that I enjoy. Nell said there is actually a brunch at Effie's Brunch. Well, then count me in. W. Stein said, will you hit the cruise buffet? Do I have any other choice? Bill Wood said, Gene Rayburn book. Cool. Well, that sums it up, doesn't it? It's cool. It's cool that you have a book like this. And we're all very, very proud of you. Bryce just said, RY City was a slap in my face. Nail said, Tony Storm was reading one of the books during a video package on AW recently. I love it when RJ slips it. So Tony Storm, in her countdown, I believe, was reading my copy. I did keep it on me, and then she's since taken it. My copy of Hollywood Babylon. She wanted to brush up, on her history and all the people that she's lost over the years. Bradley said, you talk about having brunch a lot with various people, but on more content, you buried the hell out of brunch, calling any instance of brunch shitty. Why such a disparate opinions? Because sometimes you have no choice but to see people at a certain time of day, and that's all that's available. Can't go bowling at that time. Can nary watch a movie at that time. It's farmer's market or brunch, and if you don't want to walk. V said, I wish there was a way to have Effie on AEW. Well, there's not. Neil said, making sure we are paying attention. Yes, good. Keep your eyes peeled. Avery said, I heard the Blackpool Combat Club also has a book club. I have a feeling we all got different books. I have an inkling there's been no overlap there. We should do like a little, I wish we had like sort of a periodical, a little newspaper kind of thing. And then we could put, what's Yuta reading this week? And do little recommendations in the back. I think that would make me, would it make me happy? They would be like, if you want to do it, you do it. Christine has been a member now for 29 months. Jesus. She just wrote, thank you, sir. That's it. And a Sylvia emoji, who I will be seeing very soon. And I can't wait. I'm very, very excited to see her. V said, Brian Danielson must have an interesting reading list. Hey, I think, didn't he mention a book on Hay, or maybe writing a book? I was just like, what? I think they might have cut that out. He's just like, I think I'm going to write a book. I'm like, let's take this out. We're going to cut this out. Nell said, I bet all books about penises being Brian Danielson is involved. He's a penile expert, quite frankly, of the world. Sebastian said, have a nice day, everyone. I'm going to watch my dirty dango. God bless. Get a loofah. Christine said, I worked in publishing. I would gladly design that periodical. Christine's so industrious. Bradley said, Key to the City is 100% worth it. RJ says, but he's watching reviews, books, posts many videos early. He also gives hints on who's going to be on Hay. Sebastian said, watching TNA with my son. He's on now. Who's on now? Who? Well, generally speaking, that's been the program. Go watch the latest AEW with Nigel McGuinness. Go like it, go watch it, go share it, go comment, go tell him you liked it, go tell TK you liked it, but make sure he doesn't actually watch it because he'll be upset. He doesn't need to know what to do. Avery said, remember when wrestlers used to have live journals? I don't. Let's do a final. Oh my God, I got to get up and then I got to get on the bed to spin. Oh my God. Here we look. Hello, everybody. You got the gist. Okay. And now I got to come down. In the meantime, Godspeed.